We back. What's happening, everybody? UCF Jaguar coming at you from the Generation Jaguar Studios, and today we will be previewing the safety position. Now, this will be the last real position group that I preview. Now, I'm still going to be talking over the special teams a little bit, probably on Saturday, but this video will be my last actual position group, and I want to thank you guys for watching my position group videos. All of them got over 500 views, so I'm glad you guys were able to enjoy them. But for now, we will talk about the safety position. Let's get it. Now, much like the cornerback group, there's a big drop-off between the starters and the guys who are going to be backing them up. You know, much like the cornerbacks, you really don't know who the number 3 and 4 safeties are going to be on the Jaguars. Just look at the roster, for example. Behind Tashawn Gibson and Barry Church, there's really not much experience back there. We'll go ahead and start off and talk about Barry Church and Tashawn Gibson. Now, both of these guys were free agency signings. We signed Tashawn Gibson in 2016 to a 5-year, $35 million deal. And we signed Barry Church in the 2017 free agency period to a 4-year, $26 million deal. Now, day one of training camp, I'm gonna have my eyes on these guys because neither of these guys participated in any of the OTA practices. So if they are still sitting out at the beginning of training camp, it's gonna be concerning because that means that they had an injury during the OTAs, and then it lingered all throughout the offseason up until training camp. And you guys know how soft tissue injuries are. They're really lingering injuries, and you know, as a guy like Marquise Lee, basically his first 2 years were pretty much erased because he was dealing with those kind of soft tissue stuff. Tashawn Gibson last year was brought to the team to play a center field type of role, to basically be able to have everything sit in front of him and just to be a ball hawk type player for our defense, because he's a guy who's recorded a lot of interceptions throughout his career when he was on the Browns. But last year he didn't meet expectations, and strangely enough, he was actually pretty pissed off about the role that he was being used to play, even though he kind of, when we first signed him, he was really excited about being that center fielder role. But he, amongst Jalen Ramsey, Dante Fowler, and I can't remember how many other people were, some of the people who were really outspoken after they fired Gus Bradley, talking about how they were locked inside of a bad scheme. But the Jaguars are going to be changing up the way they play the safety positions, they noted. They're going to be doing more of a dual safety type look, which was why we decided to part ways with Jonathan Cyprien for Barry Church. If you look around nationally, everybody just loves Cyprien except for Jaguar fans. I mean, the thing with Cyprien is he was pretty good last year when he was playing in that box safety Cam Chancellor type role, because he's much better on the line of scrimmage and he's a huge coverage liability. And if the Jaguars are going to be expecting their safeties to cover more space than they have in years before at that strong safety position, then it was a pretty easy decision to part ways with Cyprien. Now, Barry Church is a guy who, much like Calais Campbell, big reason why they really like him is because he's a really good leader. He's been a captain over on the Dallas Cowboys for some years, and he's a guy who's like really helped out the community a lot over there. But he isn't as big of a free agency signing as a guy like Calais Campbell and AJ Boye. I mean, if you just look at the terms of the deals, you'll be able to see that. But I guess from everything I've heard, he's pretty much been like a little bit of above average player, which you only have so much money to spend in free agency, so you gotta kind of pick and choose where you feel like the value is going to be. Now, when it comes to the 3 and 4 spots for our safety position, I have Jared Wilson and Peyton Thompson making the team. Now, one big thing you'll notice, you're going to be like, you're going to part ways with James Sample. I don't like how injured James Sample's been. I mean, you might as well call it Ghostbusters on his bitch ass, because he hasn't been available at all. I mean, he was available a little bit at the beginning of his rookie year, but he was put on IR shortly after that, and all of last year he sat out on the IR. And Doug Marrone is a guy who always says that he wants players that are coachable, and he wants players that are available. So I don't know what James Sample is. He's probably the biggest question mark on the team. No Jaguar fans really know what he is or what to expect out of him. And then he was also a guy when last year, once training camp kind of came about, everybody was really ready to replace Jonathan Cyprien. And they were expecting James Sample to really be that player that might potentially be able to do that. But he didn't really create much buzz at all. So I don't know what to expect out of him. It'll be interesting to see him in training camp. But I have Jared Wilson and Peyton Thompson making the team. Now, the good thing about Peyton Thompson is that if you keep him on a team, it gives you flexibility to maybe keep one less cornerback on the roster, because Peyton Thompson has been a guy who's been versatile. He's been able to play special teams and he's been able to play cornerback, specifically cornerback at the slot position. But it's going to be interesting with this new look defensive scheme to see what this whole dual safety thing will be like. It's one of the things that I'm definitely going to keep my eye on. I'm very interested to see how that goes and just how much the different roles that the strong safety and free safety are going to be playing. Like, is Deshaun Gibson going to move close to the line at sometimes? Are they going to be playing kind of, reversing roles in a way sometimes? But, we'll see. But yeah, that's all I got. Kind of a short video, not really too much to talk about here. Main storyline is just we'll see where Deshaun Gibson and Barry Church are once training camp starts. Hopefully they're not sitting at the side of practice riding a bike with a towel around their neck. So with that said, this is UCF Jaguar, reporting with GenJag.com, and I'm out.
And I'm gonna kill. Is that how it's gonna kill UCF? I'm gonna kill UCF. I'm gonna kill UCF. I'm gonna kill UCF.